Well, for the very first time, a sitting Prime Minister of India attended Christmas celebrations at the headquarters of the Catholic Church in India. Speaking at the gathering in Delhi, the Prime Minister highlighted the theme of peace, love and harmony and called for unity against disruptions and attempts to create violence.
Friends, the teachings of Lord Christ celebrate love, harmony and brotherhood. It is important that we all work to make this spirit stronger. But it pains my heart when there are attempts to spread violence and cause disruption in society.
Now, while the visit emphasized the government's efforts to foster inclusivity and dialogue, a group of 196 citizens, many of them Christian, have criticized this invitation extended to the Prime Minister. In a statement, the group has said that engaging the Prime Minister, who has been criticized for his inaction and protection of rights of Christians, ignores the plight of the community members who face persecution in India. The statement's signatories also include Mahatma Gandhi's great-grandson, Tushar Gandhi, Communist Party of India leader Annie Raja, and Jesuit priest Father Cedric Prakash. They have cited Hindutva nationalism as the main reason for an alleged rise in violence against Christians in India, particularly in rural areas.
More than 200 individuals who are written to or signed in a statement in which we are expressing our concern about the increasing violence and attacks on minorities. The church leadership should take up this issue before the Prime Minister, and Prime Minister also has the responsibility to respond to it.
भारत में कम से कम 745 अटैक्स हमला तो हो गया क्रिस्टियों पर, देवलों पर, पर्सनलों पर और पादरियों पर, सिस्टरों पर. एक प्रकार की अन्याय है, इनजस्टिस. हम लोग तो सेक्युलर देश के बारे में तो बात कर रहे हैं. इस सेक्युलर का मतलब क्या है? ओके, अपना बिशप्स तो प्राइम मिनिस्टर प्रधानमंत्री के लिए तो आमंत्रण तो दे दिया, क्रिसमस के लिए तो आ जाना, पर लेकिन प्राइम मिनिस्टर क्रिस्तियों के लोग के लिए क्या कर रहा है, एक मुख्य प्रश्न है.
So, the Prime Minister had a message of peace at the event. He spoke about peace and harmony. Let's contrast that with the letter that has been written against this invite that was extended to the Prime Minister. We have excerpts of that letter, and it says that this invite ignores the plight of those who have been persecuted. In fact, in the letter, the group of 196 citizens also going on to say that there has been a rise in violence against Christians and that Hindutva nationalism is the main reason behind it. Remember, several of these citizens are also critics of Prime Minister Modi and critics of the BJP. They have written saying there is a rise in Hindutva nationalism and that is the key reason why there is rise in violence against Christians. They've gone on to say that Christian leaders must voice these concerns and that just symbolic gestures do not address these issues. This is a letter that has been written by 196 people against the invite that was extended to the Prime Minister. But at the event, remember, the Prime Minister spoke of peace and harmony. Now, the BJP has taken on the critics on the front foot. The Saffron Party is questioning the duplicity of those who are complaining of Christians' persecution now being the same group that was also vocal against the CAA that provides shelter and succor to those who are targeted for their religion overseas.
CA law is made so that these persecuted Christians can get safe haven in India. The same lobby opposes it in the name of Islamophobia. The Prime Minister has raised many issues concerning the Christian community. And when the Christian community talks about how their church land and lands are being usurped by Waqf, that time these people will go silent. When the same Christian community and leaders of the Christian community raise issues about how the women in Christian community are being targeted through love jihad, the same people, the same lot will keep quiet.
My colleague Sabir Sachi is joining us on the broadcast with the details of those who have written this letter regarding the invitation to the Prime Minister. Sabir Sachi, there is a big contrast in what the Prime Minister's message was at the event versus what this letter says. Who are these 196 people, the citizens who have written this letter, and what is the controversy around it?
Sibala, the letter which has been written to Prime Minister Narendra Modi highlighting the atrocities that has been taking place on the Christian community across the country, mostly in the rural areas, and because of the rise of the Hindutva. Now, in this letter, several popular known faces, in fact, have written this letter to Prime Minister Narendra Modi, and several of them in the past and in the present has been critic of the BJP government as well as Prime Minister Narendra Modi. Now, on the other hand, we had seen that Prime Minister Narendra Modi got an invitation from the Catholic Church here in the national capital. It is a headquarter here, and Prime Minister Narendra Modi attended such a program for the first time. Now, in that particular program, we saw that how Prime Minister Narendra Modi had interacted with various individuals from the Christian community, with the bishop and archbishop, etc. Now, in that program, Prime Minister Narendra Modi specifically emphasized on unity, Sabka Saath, Sabka Vikas and Sabka Prayas, and how this motto is becoming a goal of the BJP government and of the country. Now, Prime Minister Narendra Modi also emphasized on the communal attacks that has been going on, whether it is within the country or outside the country. In fact, Prime Minister Narendra Modi also condemned such attacks. Now, he also emphasized on the fact that how the Christian youth from across the country has been working for the betterment of the country in various government projects. Now, he also emphasized that how the country has become the fifth largest economy in the world, and it's continue to rise. Now, several such initiatives by the central government has been mentioned yesterday by Prime Minister Narendra Modi, and what is interesting to note is that on one hand, this 190 people have written a letter to Prime Minister Narendra Modi during his visit to the Catholic Church yesterday, and on the other hand, Prime Minister Narendra Modi also interacted with several prominent individuals from the Christian community yesterday, spending time with them, spending the Christmas together, and also highlighting that how the unity in the country is very much important.
Okay, all right. So while the Prime Minister attended this event, he also had a message. Let's listen into his Christmas message.
Friends, the teachings of Lord Christ celebrate love, harmony and brotherhood. It is important that we all work to make the spirit stronger. But it pains my heart when there are attempts to spread violence and cause disruption in society.
So this was the message by the Prime Minister. He spoke about disruptions in society, and he said that it pains his heart to see these disruptions in society. But meanwhile, there's a lot of politics as well that has played out over the same, because several critics have criticized this invite being extended to the Prime Minister. Remember, the Prime Minister has been Haley just back from Kuwait, where he was knighted by Kuwait as well, and in the country for the Christmas celebrations, an invitation was also extended to him. And amid that, politics around it playing out. All right, we have some breaking updates coming in. While baiters are targeting Prime Minister Modi, global artists have come out in praise of the Prime Minister. In the latest, Mary Miliband has reacted to the same, and I quote, "The teachings of Lord Christ celebrate love and harmony and brotherhood. It is important that we all work to make this spirit stronger," unquote. This is what she has said. She has also gone on to say, "Bless you, the Prime Minister. Jesus Christ is the greatest gift and example of love. Thank you, Prime Minister Modi, for honoring my Savior, Jesus Christ, publicly at this event. Your words have touched me. Merry Christmas to my brothers and sisters in India." That's the message that has come in from the singer who has hailed the Prime Minister. This comes amid several critics in the country who had an objection to the Prime Minister attending this event. But there's praise coming from overseas. Remember, this is the first time that a sitting Prime Minister of the country has attended the Christmas celebrations at the headquarters of the Catholic Church in India. And the Prime Minister spoke at the gathering as well, highlighting the theme of peace, love and harmony. Sabyasachi continues to stay live with us. Sabyasachi, so while there are critics in the country who are not too happy with the Prime Minister attending, there is praise coming in. And we've seen this template play out time and again as well. His recent visit to Kuwait, several Muslim countries, because we've seen that narrative as well play out. And now we have another narrative playing out. But there are people across the globe who are coming out to welcome the Prime Minister's participation in this event.
Well, that's right, Pratibha. See, Prime Minister Narendra Modi visiting several Muslim countries. In fact, he has received the highest civilian honor from these countries, latest being the Kuwait. And time and again, we had seen that several critics of Prime Minister Narendra Modi and the BJP government have questioned Prime Minister Narendra Modi and the BJP time and again, stating that the government is against the minorities in the country. But yesterday, we saw a different picture where the Christian community had invited Prime Minister Narendra Modi for Christmas celebration, where in fact he spoke on the teachings of Jesus Christ, as well as how India during the COVID period has not only looked at the national interest but also looked at the human interest, which is very much important, and helped around 150 poor countries by providing them vaccines for free. Now, this has been the main message from Prime Minister Narendra Modi, that the youth of the country belonging from any community should focus not only on the national interest but also should focus on the human interest. Now, praises also coming in from overseas from Prime Minister Narendra Modi because he cited a quote from the Bible yesterday while addressing the people who had gathered out there. Now, the message from the message from Prime Minister Narendra Modi as well as from the Catholic Church has been very much clear, despite the fact that around several critics of the present government, in fact, have questioned Prime Minister Narendra Modi and the present government over his visit to the Catholic Church yesterday.
Okay, all right. Sabyasachi,